been the first couple of days of camp here?
Yeah, it's been exciting. It's been a lot of work, a lot of skating, and it's good to get on the ice with everyone. And I think everybody's excited, and camp's been good so far, and everyone seems really focused and eager to raise the bar here. And I think we're all just excited to play some games too.
Speaking with Ryan Rosowski yesterday, he said that the plan appears to be that you'll play a lot of center during camp, that might be kind of where they have you lined up. What is your thought on that, playing more center than wing maybe this year?
Yeah, definitely comfortable with that. I've been a center my whole life. Once I got to the NHL, I kind of got pushed to the wing early in my career, so I think that was good for me though to have a little diversity in my game, and I'm comfortable on the wing or at center, and but I think I definitely feel more comfortable at center, and I've gotten better at faceoffs, and I think that I can really fit in that spot and do a good job there.
It is noteworthy that your faceoff numbers appear to have improved a bit in your career, and that's something that the Sharks cited when they signed you. What has gotten better for you in that regard? Why have you gotten better in the faceoff?
I think I've been around a lot of good veterans and coaches that I kind of pick their brains. It goes back to my days in Vancouver with Manny Malhotra, and I started really working with him. And guys like Jay Beagle and Brandon Sutter back then were good face-off guys and righties. So I learned a lot from them. And I think what also helped is maturing and getting stronger physically. And it just allowed me to be stronger in the dot. And, I finally found a rhythm that works for me and how I like to take my draws. And, I just focus on that. And, instead of thinking about what the other guy's doing in the draw, I'm focused on what I'm doing in there. And I feel confident going into every draw.
We asked Michael Misa about, he's probably going to play center, and of course he's 18. We asked him about face-offs, and the phrase he used was that everybody's got a man grip.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly it. And when I was 21 or however old I was coming into the league, I noticed that too. It's tough. These guys are strong, and they've been doing it for a lot of years. And you got guys like Kopitar, who is probably one of the best face-off guys in the league, and he's been doing it for 20 years now. So you're going up against that. It's a little intimidating, but you just got to find what works for you, what's comfortable, and then as you get older and stronger, things will start clicking for you, and you just got to trust what you're working on, and it'll all come together.
And what's been your impression of Michael Misa so far?
He's a good little player, skilled. Haven't been on the ice much with him. I think we were just on the scrimmage day, but he looked good. He was making plays fast, and he's got good vision on the ice, and he's a skilled guy that once he gets going in this league, he'll be a real good player for us.
When we talked to you over the summer, you said that San Jose had been an option for you in years past. What have your impressions been of the area, the building? Just obviously this is a new room. Was it kind of what you hoped, walked into, expected? I mean, I'm sure you've seen or talked to people before. What have your impressions been?
I didn't know until I got here that they were renovating this side, but it's awesome. I was very impressed with it, and it just makes life easier coming to the rink every day when you got a really nice setup. And as for the area and the weather, like you can't beat it here. As soon as we got here, my wife and our kids, we got into a groove right away, and we're very happy, and the kids are loving it here. My wife's happy here, and not having to heat up your car every morning or wipe off snow is going to be a treat for us. So the area, and we're in Willow Glen. Kids going to school in Los Gatos, and nice. It's just beautiful. So a lot of good food around, things to do, parks, and it's just really good fit for us.
How does that comfortability of being in the area, it just sounds like you've already got a home and everything like that, how does that help you settle into a new franchise, right? I mean, you've been back and forth a couple places, but how does it feel maybe different this year?
It's a lot different. Last year I was in a hotel for 2 weeks without my family, and we didn't get into a place until like November or December, and just being able to get everybody together and out at the same time, and it's a lot less stress on my wife when I'm able to help out, and we do it together, and we get the kid in school, we get them adjusted to the time change, and everybody's sleeping well, which is great. So I think it's a really big impact on our lifestyle here, and then for me playing, because I'm not stressed out about getting the kids settled, or my wife's not stressed, which makes me stressed, and then so it's just been really good transition for us, and we're really happy here.
Now, one thing with Ottawa last year, I mean, they were on the precipice of making the playoffs the last few years. maybe last year? What was the difference that kind of got you guys over the edge? And how can you apply that to this season for a team that's looking to take another step
I
forward?
think the biggest thing is we really bought into the systems and playing solid defense. And, it seems like the same thing here, that we just need to tighten up our defensive game more. And, if everybody buys in and from the first line down to the fourth line, and we're all doing the same things and the right things out there, we're going to have a lot of success, because this team could score goals. It's the defense that gets you into the playoffs.
Is that something that you've maybe talked to some of the younger guys, or maybe like a guy like Mario Ferraro, who's been here a long time but hasn't made it, who just hasn't experienced that next step push? Is that something that maybe you can bring? I know it's for sure, but it's a leadership role type
Yeah,
thing.
for sure. And, the discussion is more just like, we just got to find ways to win games. I think the big thing is a lot of one-goal games that they lost last year. And, you turn those games around and you're in a much better spot. And it's just getting over that little hump. And it comes down to, limiting your mistakes and doing the right things and being mature about it. And, we've got a great group in here and a lot of young guys, but a lot of good veterans in here to help these young guys along. And, that's a recipe for success.
What did it mean to you to get a 2-year deal? As opposed to you've been on 1-year deals for the last little while.
It goes along with, being settled here and getting settled right away. It meant a lot for us. It was what we were looking for, just to have some sense of stability. And, since my, rookie deal, it's every summer it's been a little stressful and trying to find a place to play, trying to find a spot that fits and playing time and making the team. And so I was thrilled to get this contract. And, it's a great contract, but I'm still, betting on myself to succeed and outperform my contract and, hopefully stay here for many years and earn another one.
What did anything change for you last year? You 19 goals. What changed for you last year as opposed to maybe earlier in your career?
I just think those 2 years that I spent down in the AHL, I really got to focus on rounding out my game defensively and faceoffs and all the things that I was getting criticized about at the NHL level. I found my scoring touchdown there that I didn't have the confidence of since Northeastern, and really just having the confidence that I belong in this league and I can score goals in this league and be put in different situations, be trusted in the D zone, and finally made my way on the penalty kill. And really it's just confidence and belief in yourself. I always knew I could do it, and then once I finally got that opportunity in Ottawa and started to I was fighting for that fourth line center role, and I grabbed it and just ran with it. And as the year progressed, I just felt more and more confident.
Do you feel there's more room for growth in your game? You mentioned fourth line center, maybe moving up a line or something like that.
Yeah,
Is that
absolutely? I had a great summer of training. I did a lot of skating work. That's one thing that I think has held me back too, is I'm not the best skater, but I put a lot of work into my skating, and I can see the difference already. And it's just gonna help me be more efficient out there and a little bit quicker and faster. And I think there's things that you can always work on to improve. And every summer I just kind of chip away at some little things. And so far it's worked. I've become a little bit better every year. So I'm excited to get started here and show the staff of the work I put in this summer.
You mentioned Manny Malhotra. He's a former Shark, and you played with Matt Benning at Northeastern. He's a former Shark, and then you got Cam Lund, another Northeastern guy
Yeah.
here. Seems like you got a lot of people you can rely on to find out about San Jose.
There's a lot of massholes here, which is awesome. So that's a big thing too. Is there's a lot of familiarity with where I grew up, and I think Gracie was watching me skate when I was a young kid and seeing him around the rinks, and Warzow's only a few towns over from me. So Colin White, me and him known each other since we were 10 years old or so. Just it made the transition coming here a lot easier too. And obviously, whenever you go to a new team, everybody's a great guy, and it's easy to get along with the guys. But coming here with, I had a handful of guys that I knew pretty well from other teams, so it just helped all the more. And, it's a great spot to be, and a lot of great guys in this organization.
One thing that will be different, similar to when you were in Vancouver, a lot of times you don't have as many practice days out here because you have to travel to go on a long trip or whatever. What's the difference between being in a place like Ottawa where you're sleeping in your bed most nights, and how do you manage your body that way, and how do you prepare for an 82-game schedule to make the most out of every practice you get?
Yeah, I think, being on a bunch of different teams, West Coast and East Coast. And as I got older and more mature, kind of focused on personally taking care of myself better and, going to bed earlier and just focusing on my everyday health and making sure the hips and everything are firing all cylinders. And, as for practice, we need to be detailed in practice, and you don't want to waste days out there because we're going to be having limited days of practice. So we really need to, harp down on what we need to get better at and focus on that as a group. And, we take advantage of the practice days. We're going to be looking good for the games.